jump right into it. Okay. Um, so I'm gonna share my screen. Uh, um, and from here, let me open, yeah, just my folder. Well, as you know, uh, uh, most of us are developers, so I am Visual Studio Code. Um, and yeah, so far, what I have found is that the AI plays better with Markdown. So all of the information that I gather, I try to keep it in that format. So what I have here is similar to, okay, this is the first part. Um, the folder structure that I have here is similar to, well, no, not similar to a repository, it's an actual repository in GitHub. It is private, of course. And here I have the first file that is important for you is a cloud cloud well .md. So this is like the brain or the instructions that you um, use for everything. So of course here I am working, and let me go one step back. Sorry about that. I am working on the assumption that you have Claude installed. Let me Google it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is this AI. Sorry, it is a model, but yeah, it is Anthropic. Okay, so I am using Claude Code for most of the things that I do. And I do have a paid plan. And the reason is to get nearly unlimited access or rate limits for the tool. So I can automate as much as I can. So yeah, once you have this installed, you can run it within a folder. So the one that I use, of course, is this one for the program. And here you just run Claude. Okay, you use MDM and then Claude. And let me zoom on this. So yeah, um, so this is basically a command line tool. And what is important about this is that again, I am running this in a folder where I have most of the relevant documentation. Sorry, there. For example, if you see the file structure, I have a clients folder, I have conversations, I have an activity log, I have even in text the community questions and transcriptions of the calls of the program. So the logic behind it is to have and to give cloud access to many of the principles, good practices, and recommendations that we get from the coaches. So, for example, if you go to school, to the platform, here you will see in the classroom that we have, let me take one example. Maybe positioning. So yeah, what I did for, no, let me, for something more, like niche down, ratio, maybe it's the best example. How niche human selling, focus on what they can do, why. Okay, sorry, I'm looking for a post with a specific step-by-step instructions. Oh, maybe sending proposals. That is a good one. Yeah. So here we have the principles. And even here we have templates. So for example, one thing that I have done is to just copy this and save it in Markdown. So I can, from here, give plot instructions to, depending on the job that I want to look for, to better understand, to choose one template, and with that template, write or fill out the information with the things that are relevant to my profile. So, for example, I have here an inventory. is it? Portfolio. Portfolio inventory. Yeah, here, which I needed to update, by the way. But yeah, here it has, for example, references to to what I have on my Upwork profile. So, for example, here we have this emergency HIPAA compliance remediation. So this is the exact title of one of the pieces that I have on my profile. Should be here. Okay, let's go there. Here, yeah. If I command F, or it's actually this one.
Jaime, are you showing up your Upwork website? Because if so, we're not seeing that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was trying to share it. My bad.
It's okay.
I was thinking that I was sharing my screen.
It's okay. It's
Oh,
okay. It happens to all of us.
yeah.
Actually, you're sharing. The thing is that we are just seeing the Visual Studio Code
Sorry.
and the browser, I think.
Oh, okay. So not the whole
That's,
screen.
yeah. Well, that is my case. I don't know if it's the same case for everybody.
Agree,
Okay,
agree.
let's see.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Thanks for introduction should be okay. Desktop one. Yeah, this should be okay. Yeah, let's go back then. I was trying to show, yeah, my Upwork profile. So here, for example, this file, the previous file that you were seeing on Visual Studio Code, it is referencing all of the things that are in my on my portfolio, sorry, on my Upwork portfolio. So yeah, this is just a high level overview. So I want to translate this into other workflows. So let me also pull up a diagram. And again, this is similar to what we do in programming. So the idea is to use human language or text just to tell Claude if, and again, it is quite similar to a program, like if x equals 4, and you have a like a switch statement, or go this route, like read file a dot markdown. If something else, then read file b dot markdown. So again, you are creating like the chain of thought that you want Claude to follow whenever you ask for something. And again, these instructions can be like what, like either asking him to reference some document and then to give you an opinion based on that criteria that you have placed in this document, or you can ask it to do specific actions. For example, save this to no, not a spreadsheet, a CSV file. So imagine that I am, as I was in the early stages of researching my competition. So for example, what I would do is to within the Claude file, write something like this. Yes, there's a lot of plugins here. Okay, like whenever whenever I ask you, I give you the profile of a freelancer on Upwork. Normalize that data and save it to competition.csv. Yeah, so this is one example. And what I'm doing here is, again, running Cloud Code within a folder, and I am using this file to give us, to give this file the Claude.md. I have a lot of plugins, but yeah, okay. To use this file, the Claude.md, to give us specific instructions. So in that way, you can leverage or save or gather or organize the information, and also to read that information. So again, let me write this file or save it here. And
Let me
but
see if
actually,
I
let me
am following. That means that for you, when you're defining this into cloud, it's like, okay, this is the rules, or this is the, let's say, I don't know if it's the right way to say it, but it's like the system prompt for cloud to behave in a way that you expect, right? It's like, okay, this is me, this is what I know, this is no, is something similar to that, or
Yes, it is similar, but what we are trying to do is to gather all of the knowledge that you can see, like that you get either from the calls or from the community posts, and have that into a file so you can ask Claude questions about how to proceed whenever you have a problem or whenever you need to take some action. So, for
okay.
example, following this process, what I did, and I have it somewhere here. Here is a CSV file. Let me check. Where is it? Clients, community activity. No. I think it's data. Let's see, something like research. Yeah, years. No, this is a book. Competitive analysis. Yeah, this one, for example. Here, what is this? Category, job type. Let me see, healthcare position. No. Notifications, complete. Okay, no, this is something else. This is an experiment that I'm doing locally, but it kind of follows the same principle. The idea is to have you be able to gather information. For example, here I have the title of all of the well, of many of of the notifications that I see on my Upwork page. So this is pointing to this information. Yeah. So what is important here is the words. So for example, this CSV, what I want to use it for is to ask this kind of questions. Let me show you here, copy path. And I'm gonna run Claude, which is here. So I can say things like, based on this file, this is the path that I just copied. Please help me think of 3 job titles that would make me a more attractive candidate. And again, this is running within the folder, and it has a context. Here is asking me to read a file, for permissions to read a file, which I will give, of course. And yeah, it is getting the data, doing some magic, taking its time. And oh, interesting. There are so many lines. Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I was preparing this CSV, but I was looking for a way to automate it. I just didn't realize how big it is so far. But yeah. So for example, here, during my time in the program, I received like 100 notifications a day, even more, and they are enabled in my phone, so I get a lot of FOMO and this uh, tension to act on based on a notification. So for example, here they are looking for AWS backend. They're talking about health and they need an urgent start. So this might be something worth looking into. And again, with this information, I can get these kind of responses. So,
Jaime,
for example,
Arturo has got a
yeah,
question.
oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, do you gather all this information by hand in that CSV, or do you web scrap Upwork or do something crazy like that?
Both. So I am in the process of automating that, but you can do this by hand as well. So for example, you can get, and again, this would be like the lowest hanging fruit, but you can have like a proposal like this, which actually looks good. Oh no, but it is in India. Okay, no, almost there. This one might be a good one. Okay, yeah. Here I see AAC, Terraform. So what I do usually, and what you can do as well, is to ask, for example, please add this job into the CSV. And again, this can be manual. So okay, this is the CSV, and here is the file. There's the file. And so this can be both automated or semi-automated. This is engineer, that one. And this should add a new row to the file. So yeah, to answer your question, you can do both. And the main problem with this is that I don't have an API key, and Upwork, well, I don't know how to get it, but it might not be necessary at all. But yeah, you can do both ways. Like there is so much information you need in order to act on it. So for example, if you get like 30 job posts or look for 30 competitors in your field, that would be enough information to at least get up and running and to act on that. Did I answer your question?
Yes, you do. It was quite of
Okay.
impressive seeing you only ask Cloud to add it. That's great.
Yeah, and again, it is similar to having a function in programming, but even more automated. So my advice for you is to get the best tools that you can and use them as much as possible. So yeah, with the things that are happening right now in the AI world, these algorithms and models are getting just better every time. So even if you pay for a month, what you are going to get after 1 month or two, it's going to be way better than what you purchased initially.
How much do you pay for cloud, Jaime?
Right now I am in this plan. Let me show you. It is $200 a month. Anthropic plans, right in there. Yeah, I have this one, but there is another one that is $200 a month. That gives you more usage per session. But what I did was to start with the basic one until I reached out the limits constantly. So then I moved up with that, with the plan. And for the most expensive one, I have not reached the limits.
Okay.
And
And
it's
did
been
you
like a
jump
month.
from 0 to 100 or from 0 to 17?
No, I started with the the $17. Yeah, it was 15 when I.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, I started with that one. And again, there are open source alternatives. If you have a powerful computer, there is something called DeepSeek Code. But again, my logic is just to get get the best tool that I can and use it as much as possible, and to look for ways to get better at it. So yeah, also going back to the diagram, the things that I do with cloud right now is one to what is it? Evaluate proposals. And again, this is not yet what I want it to be, but it is close, and it is good enough to allow me to send proposals that have quality, but they are well, they are not yet what I would like them to be, but it's close enough. Then to do client relationship. Three, to evaluate projects. And I think that is good enough for now. So let me show you each of them one by one. So the first one is with projects. Actually, I might send a proposal since we are here. So yeah, what I do for this is that, again, this is running with within my folder, the custom folder with all of the instructions and intelligence and activity logs. So with that information, I'm gonna clear the terminal first. Okay, it is clear. And I'm going to ask, is this a good job? So what this is going to do is to think about it, to read, and la la la. So what is important here is that again, it is following the instructions that I have showed you. They are here in plot.md. And here, if I look for good job, you can see that here I have the commands. Is this a good job? Both trigger the same evaluation when the user asks, and then there are reference to the files that again, they have many of the learnings that Carlos and Lucine have given me through my time in the program. But also, as Carlos says, the business is always contextual. So for example, initially there might be low paying jobs, but if I want to get a lot of reviews, they might be worth it, at least initially, just to get a review, just to get a good JSS, for example. So again, you're take it with a grain of salt, adjust it to your situation, but this is what I am doing. So yeah, there is a pricing psychology, then there is this command to save, well, this is another command, just to save Kubernetes jobs or DevOps jobs. And yeah, okay. So what this is going to do, let's go back to the terminal. It is giving me an option, like looking at this engineer for basketball, la, 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 clear scope, what is good, what is bad. Yeah. So there is an assessment. So for example, for me, it is worth it. So again, I am having a second pair of eyes, but you still need a good judgment and a good criteria. So again, for me, for example, I do have AWS and Python skills. I might need to update my cloud instructions to reflect that. But again, if I do, for example, let's write a cover letter, what this is going to do, which is here as well, we look for cover letter, there is add a section. No, this is another one. Yeah, here. When the user asks, let's write a cover letter, first check growth stage, la, 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 where I am right now, look up proposal templates, which again, those are in the program. Then look at my inventory for whatever is relevant. And again, I need to update my inventory. I am in the process of doing so actually. And yeah, so what this is going to do is want to create cover letter. Okay, this is not a good one. What is it? Why is this doing that? Okay, no. Let me delete this. Okay, no. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this is running in the wrong folder. My bad. I see it. Yeah, I need to go to let me close this terminal. Not the Google one. It should be here. Yeah. This is the one. Is this a good one? And I'm going to paste again the same thing. Where did it go? Okay. Here. Let's copy again. And something that I try to do also is when they have a lot of reviews, I try to have that information as well, because many times there are patterns in which clients usually miscommunicate or they have poor reviews. So again, it is important to look at those, but if I can automate part of that process, I prefer to do so. So yeah, let's do this. Let's apply now. I'm assuming that this will say yes. Here they have a rate. Here again, I am following what we are learning in the program. Okay, I will say before. Decent experience. Okay, let's see. Look, actually, this gave me this. And again, this is text, so I want a little bit of a better formatting, because if I paste it directly, the well, it kind of looks good, but I don't like these line breaks, so I will remove those. What I do here, let me show you, is just to paste this on GPT and this to plain text. And yeah, it is not changing anything. Sounds good. Yeah. So again, this is just gonna remove the weird line breaks. And then I can ask Claude, help me answer this. And also here, by reading the job description, they are talking about ETL and AWS infrastructure. So I have projects that are relevant to that. And again, the idea is to have, well, what would be ideal for me at this point is to have a list of many projects or something that is quite specific. And again, the process is quite similar to what I showed you. You have a lot of information and then just ask the questions like, what would make me a no-brainer for this position? So again, they are talking about architecture. And here I'm gonna highlight one certificate that I have, and maybe, no, here I don't have anything. Okay, yeah. So this is what I'm going to highlight. Let's see what this is saying. Okay, this is accurate for me. So I'm gonna code it here again, just the format. Now this, again, this is just going to change the text to plain text. And yeah, that is it. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to send this. Okay. And yeah. Also, because of the timing, I am not, again, you can ask the coaches in the program, but there is a criteria for the boosting strategy. So for my volume right now, I am not boosting. And so far it has worked great. And the next step for me, and this is a really manual process, but let me see in Sheets, there is this. Yeah, I need to add, it is the second of the day. Okay. But yeah, that is the first part. Let me go back. Do you guys have any questions so far? Anyone? um,
I joined a little bit late, but I think I'm gonna have to view the call again because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have some more questions. Jaime, but this is
Okay.
actually pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Thank
of
you.
course. Okay, good. Anyone else?
No, not for me.
Like, yeah, I'm getting the what are you doing, the workflow, maybe on implementing. It would be nice to see. I will have doubts implementing maybe if something doesn't go right, like the workflow you've done with cloud and all that. But aside of that, everything's good.
Yeah, so this is my part of evaluating and sending proposals. In the first days, this would take me about 30 minutes to send 3 proposals. I can send even 7 in an hour. Also, to give you a sense of how my workflow has changed. And again, this is a process that I am refining every time. So, for example, one day it took me an hour to do. Then one day I was just seeing a lot of interesting proposals and I sent 14. And on the same day, I was able to have 2 calls or 2, no, I got 2 responses, sorry. But yeah, and I was working with clients at the same time. So, um, yes, again, my advice, and it is the same that I'm trying to do, is to have the best tools available and use them as much as you can. Because the more you use them, the better you will get. unless you don't want to, of course.
So Jaime, which tools aside from Claude are you using currently?
Well, right now it is Claude plus MCPs. That is a great question. MCPs. So what an MCP is like an API standard, but for artificial intelligence. So you can add ability, sorry, to your model. So for example, if I have Claude and I have an MCP for Chrome, I can ask things like this. For example, can you tell me what you see on the current page? And this is connected right now to Chrome. So this is, well, this is a template that I was seeing. So as you will see, this will reference this file. Okay, sorry, and I needed to using playwright, right, MCP. Okay, yeah, it is failing, as you can see. But that is the idea. Yeah, that is because I am using this in another terminal. Okay.
Work in progress, happens to all.
Yeah. Yes, but but this is because I am working for a client. Let me show you. Because again, I have another terminal, and this is like the more advanced level. For example, here I have, well, I have one tab for each client, and here I am doing several things. So I can get like a lot of information. For example, convert, and that is the next part. But yeah, let me finish one part. Let me show you here in the end. Can you actually, can you see on the corner? Yeah, there it is. Okay, here I was doing some code tests in another tab. No, it is failing again. Okay. No, not a good example, but let's imagine that it worked. Okay. Yeah, so let me continue. Zoom, Cloud, MCP plus Chrome. But also there are, and again, it is the same advice. Use the best tool you can and use it as much as you can. So for example, if I look for MCPs, no, there is another one. It is called Context 7. And this allows you models to get up-to-date documentation about many tools. So for example, and this happened a bit ago, I solved a project which was, no, let me show, no, it is where, this was a good one, but okay. The only limitation, or one of the limitations, is that with Cloud Code, all of your information is going to run locally. But if you are on your phone or you want to switch to a different computer, it is hard to move that conversation. But again, it is more powerful. So, for example, there is a conversation I had with GPT, sorry, with Claude about, let me see which one, who is in this one. Let's see if I can get it. Here, as you can see, I was sending a proposal, then the person responded, then I created a client folder. But here, what I was doing is to, here, please give me a beginner-friendly explanation of what they are trying to do. So again, I am using the tool to better understand what the client wants in a simpler manner. Each client has their budget, la 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 la. Okay, I will give you a few seconds to read it. Please give me a sign when you have read it. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys see how I am leveraging the tool? Okay, good. I will scroll down to continue. And there is an important thing, for example, for this project. I am an expert in AWS, but I am not that familiar with other cloud providers. So here I am asking technical questions. Like, for example, why to use this tool from Google? Is it better to something that I already know? And then here it gives me a more in-depth explanation. So yeah, here, for example, there is a comparison table. But let me show you. Okay, here, for example, how far is the technical knowledge gap from this is my certification, my AWS certification. So again, here, for example, I can get a sense of if I were to sell this project, how much effort do I need? How new is how big of a gap it is for me, so I can deliver. So the conclusion that I draw from this is that it is not my area of specialty, but I am qualified to do it. So yeah, there is a 20% that I need to learn. And okay, what is also there? Yeah, so I am having a conversation with this client, but I think this is good so far. Let me go back to the diagram there. Cloud MCP, yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. And I wanted also to show you there is this thing called context 7, which allows Cloud to get the most recent version of the documentation. So for example, can you explain to me via context 7 how to add a new route on Next.js? Okay. That is an example, but again, this is going to do something similar to making an API call, but for LLMs. Yeah, it is going to get that information, that route, get library docs, and it is going to show me things. Yeah, so now it is giving me examples. But again, this is getting the information from the most up-to-date version of the documentation. Actually, let me ask another question. Do you have access via 7 to what to AWS sellers API? Okay, that is just another question. But okay, let's see. The match is okay. It is looking for. Oh, it does have access. Yes. Okay. Sorry. For a client project, but okay. Again, this is to evaluate proposals. Now let me show you. Oh, I kind of show you how I evaluate projects, but let's go to client relationship. So for example, let's imagine that I send a proposal that is tailored to what the client is asking for, and then they respond. And they respond with things like, let me get an actual example. Hopefully someone had already responded here. No. Okay, like this Nate here. Okay, so something that happens a lot is that you can send a proposal today and you can get a response 3 days after. So by that time, if you're executing, you might not remember what the project was about. So what I do in that case, and again, it is the same workflow that I showed you through plot.md. I have instructions to, for example, I can here view the details of my proposal, then view the job posting. And what I do is something like, no, sorry. here, create a new client folder. Then share here, for example, all of the things that I already know, like here is the job posting. And it is not that one. Okay. But let's imagine that is the job posting. Then I want to send, for example, this is the proposal that I sent below. This is the proposal I sent. And this is okay, no, that is too much. This like this is the conversation. So with that information, what I end up with is something like this. Actually, let's look for Nate Nash. Here I have the docs. No, where is it? It is a clients folder here. Yeah, it should be here. Okay, let's use James as an example. So here there are many things, and let me walk you through them. Because again, you want to have most of the information, or as much information available as you can, so you can make or take decisions based on that information. So for example, where was this client? James. Okay, so for example, here I have a folder with the projects, and for every client, I am working under the assumption that for every client, there will be multiple projects. So because of that, I have this first project. And here, for example, also I have the activity log. So all of our conversation, many of the commitments that I have made. For example, if I have a contract with a client, I should have here the terms of the contract, and yeah, as many things that I can. For example, here is the job description, even the job ID, the price, the client profile. Yeah, as you saw, I copied and pasted everything without filtering. So yeah, that is how I first create the folder for each client, but also again, when I am actively working with a client, there are many things that I can do. For example, let me show you one client that I have, which is David. He hired me to do something about 3 days ago, and he has not responded. So let's write a message like, today is Friday, and it's been a few days since David responded. How do I go about it? And then any additional instruction. Remember, this is our second contract. Been a few days, let's check. And yeah, it is going. And again, it has all of the information. It has my whole chat history with this client, the terms. I even have a repo for this specific client because I developed code for them. But yes, that is how I manage multiple clients. And as you can see, I have many clients. So for example, here, this client left me a second review. So for example, Guarav, that is his name. Yeah, left a 5-star review as he mentioned, but he has not reached out. How do you suggest I follow up? And again, we were also talking about this client, so here's a message for David, for example, and then I can follow up with the other one. Yeah, so do you guys have questions so far?
Yeah, for everyone on call, the new ones, for example, our dear new member Maricel Monge. This might be a little bit hectic and too much information. Just know that in the program for everyone on call, you'll have frameworks for everything that we've done on a step-by-step basis, meaning how to find jobs, how to apply to jobs. So what we have here, it's an approach that's leveraging AI tools. And if you don't like Claude for whatever reason, or you don't have it or don't want to use it, we have GPT agents. The only thing that's amazing about this approach is that everything is centralized. So you can have literally everything in one place. With the GPT agents, we have to compartmentalize each phase of the application process. But yeah, we'll talk about this AI automations and data-driven approach to the whole Upwork funnel next week as well. So just happy that we can show you guys a smarter way to do it, because we used to do this by hand, and now we can leverage AI. I think that's it, unless anyone has closing thoughts. Arturo.
Yeah, I've seen the success you've had, and I think one of your challenges, or I suppose is one of your challenges, is to you have too many clients. So how do you manage the time, or that somebody, yeah, because it's not just about selling, but delivering things. So I suppose most likely you will have a client and you will be full of work, and you need to tell that client, well, I'm free like in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But how do you handle that, like when you, or it hasn't happened to you yet?
No, actually, it is weird because in the first week, I was, for example, sending 3 proposals a day, and I was thinking that I was doing a lot, that it was a lot of work. I felt overwhelmed. But what I have learned with the time is that, again, everything that you do frequently will become easier eventually. And if you try to pay attention to what you are doing, many patterns will come up. So those patterns become your intuition, and you also get a better criteria to take better decisions faster. So, for example, again, I will go back to your question, but no, where is the one? So many tabs, sorry. Okay, no, I lost it. Where did it go here?
Also, Jaime, could you show how many proposals did you send last month? Now
Yes, of course.
we're at it.
Yeah. Okay, let me go to that. It is in Sheets. Oh, Shane. What? Sorry. No. Okay, yeah. Okay, here. I sent last month. Okay, we are in October, so they were 178. And from there were 2 days in which I was on a vacation. From here to here, 3 days. But yeah, as you can see, also, for example, here I got calls, and even then I sent 10. So again, my process is getting refined. So what I'm showing you is the result of a lot of work, not months or years, but I am taking massive action. So my experience is like being condensed, so you don't have to go through it or reinvent the wheel. But again, going back to the question about how do you handle multiple clients, again, whatever you learn to do or whatever you do frequently, you will do faster. So, for example, sending proposals is like something more automatic. So it doesn't take a lot of manual or mental effort, and at the same time, many of the projects become similar. So, for example, there was this project. Let me show you here. Should be in my contracts actually. What here? One client hired me to install N8N through Docker on a VPS. Then this client wanted me to install N8N on an EC2 instance, but again with Docker. So it is ideally you should either have a good understanding of the problem, so you can go through it faster, or you need something that is familiar to what you are doing. But it is an ongoing challenge, and again, if you want to grow, it is going to be uncomfortable at some point. You will feel overwhelmed at some point, but it is like becoming a bigger glass. So if you are small, you will feel like a lot of over. No, what is the idea? You will feel overwhelmed, or that you are doing so many things, but that is part of growing. So
Yeah.
again, it is a sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for real. It's just like that. After day 33, sending proposals is almost like automatic. You don't really think about it too much. You just and your proposal is almost perfect as you just change the name or certain things, especially now with this AI approach. The question in terms of workload, we will have a call specific for performance and self-management with tools like ClickUp, for example. We have a whole approach for technical peak performance, Arthur. So for everyone on call also curious about how you can handle multiple clients while also keeping your full-time job, as it is the case of Jaime, we will be also training you in a approach to work that will keep you at the peak, but more on that coming in the upcoming weeks. For now, just know that we are creating this almost automated approach to sending proposals so that you guys don't really have to think about it, and this will supercharge your process. And just like Jaime said, we're still tuning this whole thing. We'll very soon we'll get to a point in which you won't have to really worry too much about it. Just jump on the calls and do your best, land the deals, and then you'll have to worry about your performance. So all that is coming very soon, my friend. Good stuff, Jaime. I think we can close this party, eh? We did it.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so before we leave, I would just like to invite Jordan into sharing his screen and introducing himself to the community, since today is his first day and his first official call. So Jordan, don't be afraid, man. Share your screen and say hi.
Absolutely. Just give me 1 second because I'm actually using my work's laptop. So,
It's all right, it's all right.
video.
Very good stuff. Nice, man. Hey,
Hey, how are you?
this guy is ripped.
Thanks. So yeah, I'm Jürgen. I'm from Grecia, Costa Rica, and regarding what Jaime was saying, I think that it's not a question, but actually an appreciation comment for showing me or all of us here the type of workflow that he goes through to basically engage with the customers and potential clients. Especially, I really like the part where you showed the Visual Studio where you have like multiple clients and the thought that you had about if I have a client, I could have multiple projects for specific clients. So the way you organize the order that you have for that, I mean, it really amazed me. So I really appreciate that you show that us to us. But yeah, if you need anything, hey, feel free to just let me know.
Let's fucking go, bro. Welcome aboard. All right, friends.
Thank you.
Beautiful faces, dear engineers. I'm very happy to have also Maricel in here as one of the first ladies. This program at the beginning wasn't really designed for girls because I was really afraid of how weird it was going to be for women to join us and have this mentality of like never ending hustle and grind. But right after Jaime's success, we landed to a reality of the program in which we can own the outcome. We know exactly every click that we have to do, the amount of proposals that we have to send, the amount of calls that we have to jump on. So we're so happy. We're so excited to have all of you here. We can guarantee results as long as you take the action. Yeah. So thank you for joining. This was an amazing workshop. A summary will be posted in the school as always. You'll look amazing. and I'll see you next week. Good luck,
Take
everyone.
care, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Ben.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Everyone.